Start recording. Yeah, I'll tell you, man, the amount of people out there that promote, they're so full of it. I watched that. So there's this lady that pops up on my feed sometimes, and she does lives, and she's you guys will all love this and laugh because I'm not saying it's not impossible, but I'm still calling bullshit. And so she was on, and she heavily promotes that she's only been trading for about a year and a little over. And she was on yesterday bragging about how she passed her 150K in 4 days, and how passing evals are easy, and how she passes 50Ks in 2 days, which is fine, all this, right? But the claim of I haven't broken eval in like 3 months is bullshit. Because if you are full porting enough to get it done in half that often, you're breaking accounts. I promise you. They're lying to you.
Money back guarantee.
Guaranteed. And only a year trading. Like, get out of here. Like, come on. What the sad part is, man, people believe it. People believe it. You know, you watch the comments and it's like, oh, show me how. Dang, I've been at it a little over a year too, and I just can't pass an eval. Show me the way. Absolutely, just buy my course. That, my friends, is called good marketing. All right. Good deal. All right, guys, I went live. I'm curious, how does it look on that end? Anybody able to log in, find me? I'm sure you have to search me.
Looks good. Looks real good.
Appreciate it. We're just trying to, take a little page out of Vegas book and, gotta make it. If it doesn't have neon lights, it's not worth it. All right, let's look at the TA guys. And let's see what we got. Very interesting right out the gate. Looking at that, I'm sure you guys see. Let's see what we got here. Well, so far it's played out as we have suspected it should. Morning, guys. We're on a little early. Appreciate it, Reggie. Yeah, I was bored yesterday while Alex was fixing something, and so while I was waiting, I I started playing with this. I'm like, I'm gonna go and light up the room a little bit. As far as the TA here, guys, let's I don't want to delete that quite yet, actually. Looking at the structure here, we know, of course, it's Friday, right? We have the structure. We did the drop we expected. We got the pop we expected. Got the inverse head and shoulder push that we had expected and called. We identified this channel kind of later, which was pretty cool because it explained the sweep wick here with the holds, and it also explained to a T why we tapped here. We then identified this pull. So my thought on this, I talked about I think yesterday, is anytime you get this bearish structure with a pull with that parallel like this, when you get the breakout, it's usually pretty extensive. So I would not, I would be careful shorting today in this structure right here. This is almost like those that traded Wednesday Asia. This is a similar structure, guys, that happened where we had kind of like that top out, the push, the deep pull, one more little pull, then it formed into a little channel, broke the channel, and then we reversed. And so that's kind of what's happening on the higher time frame. So I'm gonna delete this out because we don't need it necessarily right now anymore. And we're gonna delete this one out because we don't really need it anymore for now. And so now we want to look at it fresh, knowing that we're in potential parallel breakouts. When you look at it from the fib side of it, that y'all know I love lately, is we have a little fib's funny because it's always very subjective at times, and so we're gonna extend it out a little, and this one I think I did at the 200, was it? Yeah. But I find it interesting because when you look at the stretch, right, you could pull to the top, but when I pull to the top, it doesn't really line up well. But if I take the low to the top of the directional move, right, the pivot, to measure the retracement, everything lines up pretty well, even down here, right? You can see the chop was the 618 to the 0.5. Then we broke it. We had a nice little retest on the 382. We jumped, held the 236, tried to hold it. We lost it. Bounced on the 382 perfectly, rejected on the 236 perfectly, broke it, held support on the 236 perfectly, and now we're moving up. So it lines up really well, guys. So this is going to be a good thing to kind of keep as far as on the side here, but it's only a measure from here, right, of the retracement to here. Usually when you 382 hit and you 236 hold, which we did twice, it gets some pretty good expansion, guys. So we could see some upside today. I would be really cautious on your shorts. And so we want to look also at the larger structure at play. So this one right here is on my right screen, so I don't really watch this side much anyways. So I'm just kind of putting this just to remember certain levels that I have. So pretty easy to remember. This one's right around 29.4, and then this one is down at 28.976, which I doubt we'll get that low again today. Probably anytime soon. But the 163 here, I believe, was right about the halfway was what we did. Yeah, it was the halfway point. So from the top to the bottom here, that's our halfway. And so you can see when we broke it, we pushed through it, we've retested it, we lost it, but 382 hit and then reclaimed. So let's pivot back over to this one. All the blue lines are Neo's lines. You can see from yesterday or last night. And interesting to see that they played out pretty viable. Remember what's funny is we were talking about, where was it? We were here Wednesday, yeah. So we were here with the push here. And then Thursday, no, I'm sorry, this is the wrong day. I'm on the 1 hour. I'm like, what is going on? This is way off. Let me go to my 1 minute. I was like, doesn't even line it up. Thought I was on the 1 minute on this one. So what I was looking at was when we hit that 28.9. Okay, so that was Monday. So we called that for the retest. Then we had the Asia there. We had the push. We're channeling up. Okay, so let's take out these lines here. We'll redo them. Guys, I jumped on early on TikTok if you're just coming in. We had like a pretty good little discussion pre-market, and so we didn't really go deep into the TA. Friday we did more little emotional side discussions. And so I'm just now kind of going through it. So bear with me while you guys are piling in. If you're new to the channel, you want to stick around a little bit and see what Neo can do. This is the chart that I had the upper and lower here. I think I had it to the T also. Let's see. What is the... Let's see here. 86, 90, 100.5. Okay, so 100.5. Just want to make sure I have the top correctly. Not much difference. And then this one. Yeah, it's 200 exactly. Alright, so we have that one locked in pretty good. So it's just an overall high to low. So I'm measuring the retracement pull here. It's important, right? Because we have a few things going on. When you have the overall structure here, we know that we pushed a lot of respect from the 618 here, a lot of rejection respect, and we're kind of within that zone again. Pretty obvious to see that you might have a little ugly inverse head and shoulder here. Last time that we held through here, we ended up going straight to there, which is, if you guys remember when we were drawing this before, that was the thought, right? That if we break through, because we had kind of that little bull flag play hold, that you would get that pop there, which we did. So the theory kind of still remains, right? If we end up breaking through this pattern, we hold the 610 area, 611, then we'll likely come back up to revisit that. So what I'm looking at now is if we take the structure of this side like this, you can see it's kind of battling that 50% area from that retracement. So if we take a little minor retracement pull, I think the first expectation will be around 813 if we can get through that. And usually that's what causes your kind of push retest of your neckline. And then if it breaks this, then yes, we would likely jump up there. If we lose 616, pretty good likelihood we'll get back to about 482 and then back to 285. So what we'll do, this is what I did last time. I kind of want to have both of these on here today. So I'm gonna make the higher time frame one a little thicker and we'll lock it. And then we'll make the lower time frame one a little thinner and then lock it. Let's get this one as accurate as we can. So 339.75. For those who don't know how to do, you highlight the candle and look at the high. That's all I'm doing. So 339.75. Then I double click it. Go to your coordinates, and we're gonna go to 339.75. And then we'll do the low, which is 947.75. 947.75. Okay. Let's just dial it in. When you're gonna use this as a roadmap, it's definitely good to have it accurate. So the thin lines will be measuring the retracement up to watch for, levels to watch. The thicker lines will be the deeper structure is what we'll go with on that. But yeah, so be careful, guys. Morning, guys. Morning. Yeah, I got bored, if you can't tell, and decided to do a little theme change. I was told I should have running buffaloes because I look like a slot machine, but I'm good with it because hey, Vegas is onto something. I want to do I was like, I'm gonna switch this up a little bit. So those that are here for the first time, welcome. This is Neo on the side here. If you have not seen him, Neo is our AI that our company created at nextstepalgo.com, and he is under TradeVision. So Neo is across the entire site. So if you make a support ticket saying how to access Neo, that's not necessarily specific, but usually I know what you mean because we have Neo in a lot of things. So we have him in all of our training. We have a support Neo that's coming out very soon. We have autopilot Neo where he's going to be trading for people. There's a lot of Neo. He's everywhere on the site. So, but this is TradeVision. We will be talking to specifically today. TradeVision is the one that if you are curious what he does, how he does it, you can come to our website and you can go to trading videos, and everything is recorded, including this morning's. So, just didn't push it yet. But you can see here, you can click to it and see anything that is recorded from within there. So if you wanted to check it out. Neo is our mentor, guide, really whatever you want him to be. And jokingly, we were playing with him yesterday, and he was even writing excuse notes for uh, for when I want to take the day off. If you were here yesterday, you know what I mean. And so he can do a lot more than just signal calling. So let's turn him on.
I'm here and ready. Let's see if the market actually wants to do something useful today or just keep us guessing. What's on the radar?
So when you load him up, you're just going to choose your symbol that you want. He can do quite a bit of things. He can do a lot of futures. He can do a lot of options. He can do crypto, stocks, etc. So for those that
to act like it's the Wild West. We ain't done something like that in a
yeah,
while.
we'll do that. So for those who don't know, Fridays, we like to get in, we do some trading, and then we like to kind of taunt Neo a little bit. So we'll have some fun with it. Yeah, Rose says we need to clone Neo, and Neo needs an assistant. Actually, Neo, yeah. What Neo needs is, we need a female Neo, and give him a sister, and then we'll mix it up.
Trinity?
Yeah,
Is that
Trinity.
what?
Oh my gosh, that's it. Alex, hold on, I gotta text Alex. Love the thought there. No, but yeah, so he is nothing short of amazing. So if you haven't seen him, you'll know. We have a little ritual we do with him. I usually start off by just asking him, give me some key levels. He has his own data. You don't have to connect any data or nothing. He's got his own data. And so we will ask him levels, mark out the levels. Anything you see on my chart that is going to be a blue line, like, forgot. TikTok likes to eat my hotkeys like that. That is a Neo level. So the most important thing of Neo when we are trading is going to be his levels and listening to how he talks, what he says, and those levels matter. So if we put those levels out and he says that, like let's say the opening move, he says that he would sweep it and then slam it back down. If you want to take the sweep, that's your choice. Sometimes it just goes and doesn't come back down, which is also a possibility. But it also, more times than not, is the trap. So this entire week, he's called it damn near to the T, where he says we will sweep this and sweep that. Now, also remember, it is market open and it is the market. So if he says I would sweep it up and sweep it down to this level, you still have to trail your stuff, guys. Not everything hits TP pretty close. So a lot of times it does, but there's times it may not, right? So you always still have to do. Yeah, this is NASDAQ, so I'm charting the MNQ one. And so just focus on the levels. He's going to tell us when a long is viable, when a short is viable. We're going to look at that. If he says things like, I want a close, then it's just a 1 minute candle close likely. If he wants a close and hold, it's usually a close. He wants a pull and then a close. And so I will guide you guys through that as we go on there. So, but we will get started here with Neo. So, one other thing. I debated whether or not I wanted to talk about it or not because I just don't usually a lot. But I got some good news and some bad news from my funded futures. I'm reading it as bad news. So I submitted another $5,600 payout, and I was informed that I'm gonna get 2,300 of it. And I'm being moved to a live because I've reached their cap of $100,000 in payouts, and so there's the email. Uh, cool achievement. Love it. But at the same time, I'm like, dang, I mean, I don't mind going to live. It's fine. I had a good thing going there. As you can tell from you made too much money, so we're moving you to live.
So that's permanent? You can't have any more.
So I have been informed that I have been moved to live, and then if I happen to break that live, then Godspeed, best to you.
So no more evals for you.
Nope, not from my funded. So
it's a good thing your wife and daughter and son all like to trade too.
Right. Well, there's other preference. Yeah, I'll just do. I mean, I'll do the live still, and then I'll probably just do Lucid and stuff. But yeah, it is $100,000 apparently. They cap you. Once you hit that, then you're out. So, like I said, good achievement. I don't talk a lot about my profits most of the time because my theory, which is usually pretty accurate, the more people talk about profits, the more full of shit they probably are. That's my statement, and I'm standing to it. And so, but for all my huh?
That's bad. Should tell us that.
Yeah, and but for all my fun trolls and haters that love to join in 30 seconds and go, no way you're profitable. Show me your email that says you got cut off from a prop firm because you made $100,000 on them, and then we'll talk. But anyways, yeah, it's exciting. Like I said, it's a congratulations thing. I'm excited about it. It's an achievement, right? We all go through achievements in our trading career. I was you. I did a long discussion with the mentor group today about that. You guys got to remember, I was you. I knew nothing about trading once upon a time, and you guys can do. You can do it. I've had these discussions where I tell people, the people I know for a fact will make in this industry, whether you are doing well or not, are the people who are obsessed, disciplined, you just refuse to quit. That you can do this, right? You are just like heart and soul in it, right? Those are the ones that you're gonna make it, right? Whether you're getting beat up or not. I like to be very forthright on what I say, and I like to believe I have enough integrity to not float fluff in front of you guys like everybody else. And in my journey, I've broken plenty of accounts, real money, like actual liquidated, right? And anybody who's been trading a while that knows what that feels like, it sucks, right? And so, but it's been a long journey, so it's exciting. Yeah. But that's cool. I mean, that's the first prop firm that said, you made too much from me. You're going to cut me off. Actually, it's really kind of almost the second one, because I did sort of the same thing from Take Profit, but I can't trade them for a different reason. But I'm pretty sure they were pretty close to cutting me off too, because I traded Take Profit for quite some time. They were my first victim. Anyways, so again, appreciate it, guys. It was a great achievement. So, but let's get into Neo here, guys. We are 9:17. My final statement to all of you. One is, if you are trading a Lucid funded, do not have a trade open at 10 a.m. I want to make sure I have that on record. I said it, told you, warned you. And it seems to only be Lucid. I don't know. I haven't got anything from any other prop firm, and nobody else did either. But Worsh, I guess, is talking at 10, and they're treating it like a level 1, tier 1 news or whatever. And so if you're on a Lucid funded, do not trade at 10 a.m. no matter what me or Neo say. You cannot have it open through 10, and you cannot open it 1 minute before, so 9:59 and 10:01, right? One after. And then you're good. But keep that in mind. Otherwise, they consider it a hard breach, and your account will be gone. And so, let me load my thing here. Okay, so back we go. So, as you all mostly know, I typically like to never 2 feet 1 bucket, so I've been trading my funded and Lucid. I still have my real account, but I will be treating that one like real money because it is now, so I got to trade that a little different. And no, evals you can trade. Yeah, it's funded, only funded. But I'll probably look for another prop firm. So I don't know. I haven't decided which one I want to do. I've used Tradeify in the past. Might look at them. Probably won't use Top Step. I don't know. I'll look at some other prop firms. So to see if I have any. Huh?
What about Alpha Dog?
God. Stop it. You're gonna be muted.
I love it. That was good.
That would be actually, ooh, I doubt it's even still going, but that would be a fun one to go rob. Stop it. You're gonna be kicking up old dust there, Michael. For those who don't know, Friday we like to have a little more fun, relaxed, so I'm gonna joke here and there. Not
I'll buy you an Alpha Dog account.
right. Not gonna lie, I'm tired today, guys. So we'll get through this. But it has been a long week messing with autopilot. We found out some really cool things last night that we had to I had to better understand. So yeah. Yeah, well, and that to your point on that, Coco. I'm probably when I go to their live, I'm not gonna. I just won't take a withdrawal for a while because it's real money. I'll just build it up and trade it that way. So we'll see. But the like I said, Fridays we like to just kind of be a little more relaxed, right? It's the end of the week. I do it purposely because you guys have had either a really good week or maybe you didn't. But for the most part, the sessions and what Neo's called and the Asia session we did, I mean, it's been a pretty phenomenal week. It was arguably one of my better weeks that I've had in a little bit. So you want to just kind of take it slow. So we had my better weeks, I was saying. So this is where I got cut off. I had a $5,600 payout coming, and this is pretty much my week. So they said you don't get to get the 5,600. You're gonna get 2,000. So it's been a good week, So you don't need to push. Now, if you have not had a good week, you still don't need to push, right? Friday is not Blue Sky will allow automation because it's a live account, so y'all know where I'll go with that eventually. And but Friday's not the day to swing for the fence, guys. It's just not. You don't want to ruin your weekend, right? Now, if you want to get a eval, or you want to get your targets, all that. But once you get your targets, just be done. Everybody knows on Fridays I used to trade morning session and I was done within that hour or so, and then I wouldn't even look at the charts the rest of the day. But don't go crazy. But I'll do my best to kind of guide you guys through today. If you didn't catch it, there's some extremely critical levels that we need to hold. But I don't encourage shorts because there's a lot of high time frame things that are lining up that could push us pretty freaking high, like as high as up to 30K kind of high. We definitely have the ability to pull to retest things like this 382 and this trend line as well. So we could have a little Friday pump and dump, or possibly a little pullback before a pump as well. But we're at 322. I'm going to check in with Neo and we'll get some levels here. Good morning. We are live on TikTok and with the community. If you can give us some levels for our Friday session that we need to worry about around this range. Let's see what he says. Apex. Oh, don't get me started on Apex.
Good morning to the live stream. The market is having a classic Friday identity crisis, chopped between immediate structure and support. The immediate upside bottleneck is 29,663.00 to 29,664.75. Price needs to reclaim and hold above that to open a path toward the 29,701.46 reaction magnet. On the downside, 29,613.50 is the local floor. If that cracks, the 29,591.50 reaction low is the next test before the major institutional wall down at 29,521.46. Since volume is currently leaning towards sell pressure, I would be careful chasing any long breakout until structure actually confirms it is not just another retail trend.
Interesting. That's a little extra detailed on that. Okay. Let's see. 521. There we go. And then he had 591, I think. Yeah, so 591 seems to be his reaction low. So when he refers to the institutional stuff, right? So the institutional data he's getting is from the gamma wall stuff that comes from options. It's real-time data. So when you're looking at it, when he says things like on the downside, 613 is the local floor, right? That's just structure-wise, he's seeing that, and you can see we have a little lower from there, so he's probably referring more towards the recent low from there. If it cracks that, the 591 reaction low is the next test before the major wall at 521, meaning when it says reaction low, that means that is a institutional positioning wall. And when he says reaction, guys, it could go both ways. Reaction means if it hits, it's likely to have a pretty good push, which we've seen happen. But if it breaks and hits, it's likely going to have a pretty big fall, right? So it's a reaction. It's not always just support or resistance. When he says the major institutional wall like this, that is where there's just a lot of orders, if it's called major, right? So he's identifying it as one of the bigger placements of orders. So there's quite a bit of orders down here. So for them to sweep it to it would not surprise me. They're placing positioning down there for a reason, right? And so whenever I first open up with him, I always like to just kind of box in what he's seeing. And then from there, we do, the whole market maker thing. So what I always will encourage you guys to is whenever he boxes it in, like these blue lines, I have a high-low of my range, which is good. He gave me a little bit higher high, but he gave me a really good lower low. So now I want to see, is there anything above that? Do you have any levels I should be concerned about above 29,701.46 that you mentioned? You can always ask him. If he doesn't tell you, he doesn't seem to think it's relevant, which usually works
If
out.
the market manages to muscle through that initial 29,701.46 hurdle, you've got the 29,822.34 and 29,886.46 gamma walls looming above. Think of those as the sell the house zones where resistance usually gets pretty aggressive. Honestly, just reaching those would be a serious workout for this current chop, so I wouldn't bet the farm on breaking them until the price actually proves it has the authority to hold above.
All right, so now we're boxing a little better, I like. So we have our major wall here, and we have some major walls here, I think he said. Let's see. No, he did not call them major walls. They're just basic, just regular gamma walls is what he's saying. So we have our box in, we have our low, we have our uppers. Got it. Do you have anything just below the 29,521.5, or is that the lowest we should be worried about right now? Let's check in with them, and then we got 1 minute, and then we'll ask them the good old thing here.
You aren't quite at the basement yet, Nick. That 29,521.46 institutional level is the heavy lifter, but if that decides to flake out on us, the 60-minute order block range between 29,428.25 and 29,504.75 is the next potential speed bump. If the market really wants to throw a tantrum, you've got the prior day low down at 29,281.50 waiting to catch the debris. Just don't assume any of these are going to hold forever if the sell pressure decides to keep bringing the heat.
So to answer your question, yes, he can cross-reference things. Gotta ask him his little question here in a second. I will show you how to do that, but yes, you have to click the symbol you want. So if I clicked NVIDIA, I can ask him, hey, how is NVIDIA correlating with MNQ or whatever, right? And he will tell you that. Yeah, so he can correlate it if you click on both of them like that. So, but let's get into the reason why all of you show up early. the the famous part of it is let's ask him where he thinks we're gonna go and open here, guys. All right, we are just about a minute out of US Open, as we always do. Can you tell me, based on the data, if you were running this book, where would you send price on US Open to wreck the most retail traders?
If the market wants to host a public execution of retail accounts at the open, the playbook is pretty predictable. From a trader-facing liquidity view, the path of least resistance is usually clearing out the buy the dip crew who are currently trapped in this 29615-29630 bullish order block. A classic setup is a fake pop-up toward 29650-29660 to lure in more momentum longs, followed by a rug pull that flushes liquidity right through the 29,622 and
Rug pull.
29,613 lows.
Interesting.
That triggers the long stops, providing the fuel to drive price toward the major institutional wall at 29,521.46. You'll know the trap is real if it breaks and holds below 29,613. If it holds that support and reclaims 29,650 instead, the short thesis gets tossed out the window.
I love how detailed he is now on that one. He got better with that. So he's saying he thinks they might sweep it up and then sweep it back down pretty hard to the 521. If it stays below 613 on the sweep and hold, then it will likely continue to. What he said is if it reclaims 613 and gets above 650, the short is thesis is dead. So we didn't get the first move up. First move came down. So we're below that 613. 591 was one of the walls he said on that. And so let's see where we go here. So we're kind of hanging. Notice how we swept that, guys. Careful if you're chasing that short, because the 613 was what he wanted to have as a hold. So usually with that, again, if he stays below 613, you got plenty of room to the 521. If we push above 650 and that 616 we hold, then it's going to be a pretty deep inverse, is in a sense what he's saying, right? And so let's ask him, got it. Based on the data and the open that you have here, what would your bias be for the day? So we'll ask him the bias and then the line in the sand as well. So, but we are getting that pressure south. See how we got the pull
Asking
halfway?
for a clear bias on a pre-news Friday is adorable. The market is currently grinding its teeth in a 29604-29632 range, pretending to have a purpose. Sell volume is barking, but institutional flow is trying to hold the line, which usually ends in someone getting trapped. I'm leaning toward wait and don't get chopped into confetti. Nothing here has authority until the 10 a.m. news gives the market an actual map.
Alright, I don't know if you guys are in the short trailing, but I am. So he didn't get the initial push he thought we would get, but we are pushing to the 521. So I'm going to trail this one. I'm going to do probably a TP at like probably 530.25, something just above it. But I'm still going to trail, guys. So if we spring above here, I'll just take the trail out. So we got to pull with that 591, which is a level he called as important. So if we tap this with a close below, it's going to hit that for sure. But if we reclaim this with any authority, you just got to take the trail out and then we'll flip it. Let's keep watching here. So if you get trailed out, guys, what you would want to do is watch this doji here. If we get a good close above this, right, you want to stay out of it. If you get a good close below, right, which would be 571, right, then that would be your open to jump back in. But Just know if we reclaim that 613, then the theory is dead. So we're getting a little pull. Little volume pull. Just kind of watching the DOM a little bit. We're getting a little pressure north, but this is a good break and hold. Didn't quite get the body close below that, so that's what I'm watching. I'm low volume kind of trading rungs as I taught in the mentor group, so keeping one rung in that I'm doing, but I'm trailing some at a time, a little here and there, just so that way you take some profit. But we're getting a little dumb jump here and there, so just be careful chasing too many times trying to jump into it. If you get trailed out, you get trailed out, right? Depending when you entered. So, but we didn't get the initial push, but his thesis of pull the rug out played out pretty well. Yeah, Alton, I figured take that short. Yeah, we'll take it. So, now we want to look at structure, right? So anything that is going to push us back down further, and we're going to get the new institutional walls from him. You want to just take a simple high-low, and we should respect that as resistance if we're going to go lower. If we reclaim this, trade the inverse is going the other way. So, moment of truth kind of candle coming up here. Yeah, no. Getting a good little push. Might get an inverse reaction. Again, guys, the early morning thesis that I gave was that we would likely be more bullish, but I also expected a potential pullback before being any kind of bullish. And so this could come all the way back down as low as, I think it was 480, even as low as 320 before it really wants to try to jump. It's very possible, guys. So always keep your mind open to potential changes in the market. So we are rejecting on the 618. Remember, that's the bigger one because it's thicker. So we had a pull and a rejection. So now we want to watch how deep this rejection goes. So you can see right about there, we're tapping the 50. So if we push, pull, absorption, close, it's going to jump. Anything that closes below 587 is going to collapse. And so we're just tapping right now on this 618. So we lost it pretty easily. And you can see it's viable because we had a good sweep with a hold, and then we lost it. And now it's acting as resistance. So it's US open, right? So we got to be patient from how that's treating that area. We want a rejection, and then down there's plenty of room to ride it. Because this reclaim is going to have an inverse on it the other way. So we want to see how high this one goes. But let's check with them. Got it. We did have that initial pull. Not quite as low as we thought. But can you give me the updated gamma wall levels so I can update my chart?
Updating your levels while the market is having a mid-morning panic attack? Classic. With price at 29,628.00, your immediate overhead reaction zones are 29,631.55 and 29,632.51. Consider those resistance until price stops playing dead and actually reclaims them. Below you, 29,592.51 is the major support holding the floor together. Keep in mind you've got the Fed chair and payroll revisions in about 23 minutes, so don't get too attached to these levels. Volatility
It's funny,
loves
he
to
has
turn
it
walls
fall.
into wet tissue paper.
That's funny. We were looking at TradingView feed and we didn't have it, and but the data that we send to him had it. That's cool. Yeah, we do have news at 10 a.m. guys, so be careful on your trades. So we're hitting that 0.5 on the lower one that we had, the same one that rejected. We also have a little bit of a V, guys, so I would expect an attempt pull back. And if that pullback bounces again, that would be a 50% hold to that V. That would likely go the other way pretty hard. That usually is more of a northern setup, so let's let me see. Okay. So the walls that he had listed, we had 628. Nope, yeah, that was where the price was. So 631, we got that one, or 682.50. He's still holding the 592. We didn't have that one anymore that he listed out. Got it. Got it. So as the price is trying to drive north, what is a good long setup that we would want to look for? You guys see that in the mentor side?
Oh, so we're driving north? That's cute, but price is currently parked right under the 29,662.51 gamma resistance wall like it's waiting for a parking ticket.
62.
I wouldn't touch a long until we get a 1-minute candle close and hold above that 29,662.51 wall. Until then, we're just playing tag with resistance. If we break and hold that, 29,702.51 is your next upside reaction zone, while a loss of 29,631.21 invalidates the idea. Just keep in mind that with the Fed share wash and payroll data dropping in 20 minutes, this trade has a higher than average chance of getting dragged out back and beaten before it has a chance to breathe.
He's stupid. Did you guys who trailed out? Hopefully you listened and flipped that long. It's showing a pretty healthy V that usually is more northern. And so I'm trailing the long on it now. My short, I didn't get nearly as much profit as I wanted on it, but that's okay. So his target is the 702.50. That's what we want to watch for a potential rejection as you're setting up your TPs. So I have hit all my rungs that I wanted to TP wise. I just need to get this little push. I'm gonna put it just below 700 at the 699.75, but we'll likely hit it. Nice, good job. Yeah, this one's a pretty easy read, guys. So it's what I definitely teach the
Like a little 500 on that. That's pretty good.
Isn't it cool though that those of you guys in the mentor group how this is playing out when you get them? That's pretty cool. I was been teaching them a little bit deeper about certain structures and behaviors, and some of what I talked to you guys about, but I go a little deeper with it on those I mentor. But typically when you get a pull through a key level like this, and you sweep it with this kind of level, right? And then the fact that we pulled with absorption supports expansion. The fact that from the expansion we got a higher high, which was slight, but we did, and the retracement held better than that 50. It's like almost pretty high probability that it's going to go north on that. So
yeah, I mean it swept Asia low and London low right where it went. So
oh man, that hit my, or I was talking and so I wasn't looking, and it missed my freaking TP rung by 0.5. That's cool. It's only
mine was at 90, so
nice. I mean, I'm up 500 playing with end of day. I'm on my eval that I'm gonna do for I'm adding to Lucid because I'm not trading any funded stuff. Nice. Yeah, some of you guys were smart, like I teach you, and pulled it down lower. Apparently, I didn't pull mine low enough. So, but I think it's gonna hit it either way, so I'm not worried about it. There it goes. It just hit it. I pulled it down just a nudge, but it would have got it anyways. Well, so far, guys, great job. Happy Friday. So, if you did well in these two moves, congrats. You are showing up every day, and I'm sure you're getting the idea that I do the same thing every day, and Neo does the same thing every day. If you were newer and you tried to follow along and you got wrecked trying to short too late, and didn't choose to flip it if you did, just keep showing up, right? Ask questions because you will learn. The one thing that I do, I think very different than most is stakes on Neo. And y'all can keep me honest, is I don't really change my strategies, my philosophy, my routine. I mean, we do this every day, every single day. And I think this week has been just a phenomenal week, you know, either through Neo or through the calls that I've been able to identify. And um, it's just been a really good week, you know. So as far as like what has been playing out technical wise, right? And so yeah, no, you definitely. So the way that I trade, guys, is we're scalping, right? It doesn't. I'm bearish. Let's hold until it dies, right? We're scalping. Part of what I do also is I'm going to walk you through what the candles are doing, what the structure is doing, um, real time. You know, and not many people can do that, so which is why they don't. I rarely see that. Many of you are familiar with, and so most everybody knows this part of it. If you don't know, I'm going to talk a little because it's a purposeful pause for the cause. I tell everybody, right? You should always take a pause after a good win. Don't just chase, because otherwise you will be intrigued and go, we're going to go north. Let me go in. We're going in north. Let me go in. And then the one time that you say, last time I'm going to go north, and then that will be the one that drops 300 points and wrecks your whole account. So you played hopefully you played this structure well. It played out not exact to what Neo said, but I'll still give him the props because he had said we would sweep 662. We didn't. Fine, they don't have to. And then he said I would rug pull it down to, in fairness, he said down to 592, which would open the, or I think he said 613 or something, is what he said. Wasn't it like 613? I don't want to be out here just saying stuff wrong. Yeah. So 613. So you'll know. Notice how it said he would rug pull it down to 622, 613, which we did. And then he was saying you'll know that the trap is real if it breaks and holds 613. So although he called a rug pull, he was concerned there might be a trap. So that's why I was saying even if you got short, when it broke that 613, he was telling you that pull is a trap, and you would have flipped and made it all back. So I'll still give him the win. So and yeah, as far as the mentor side, that played out awesome, right? Just the way that they do that fake trap move, and then you all know how to scale the structure, and the V that played out really well. So, where we go from here, we'll see. I will talk to Neo again. We'll get another update. We'll let him know that he did really well. Let me let him know. We have 14 minutes until a news event at 10. So be really careful. Do not trade Lucid fundeds. Lucid put out a email saying they're classifying it as a 10 tier 1 news event. So good job, Brittany, on that. Meeting in 15. Isn't it nice to get done this early though? That's why those who have joined every morning in this live, again, y'all keep me honest. I mean, if you wanted to, we're pretty much done by the first freaking 10-15 minutes. I mean, I know Alton, I don't know if Alton's in here, man. Alton comes in, makes like $2,000 and then leaves. Like 20 minutes, I'm done for the day. That's pretty accurate, right? Unless you're over trading afterwards, but you're usually in, you make your money and you're out. I love it. And so we're while everybody else is waiting for the first 15 minutes, we're already done. Yesterday we finished in the first like 3 minutes. It was such a good trade. So yes, I'm gonna talk about Neo quickly. Before I do that, for those that are still watching who have their own Neo, the way the structure is, it supports a push. When you look at what we're doing, we pushed through a key level Neo identified 62. Little bit of a wedge look. We kind of almost have a little miniature AMD pulling through here. You got your chop, your lower, chop, reclaim the low, reclaim the high. That would cause deep expansion. So I would not short it if I were you. Even if I were to take a basic fib, I can look at it and tell that you can see from the full extension of the wick it just broke the 236. So if I were to line it up more with the tops, you can see it's a push with the 236 hold. Those usually are not very bearish. They're actually very, very strong bullish. And so unless we lose that 62. So if you are one that's watching it, but if you are confused or you don't know what we just did or why we did it or how we did it, this is Neo. He's our AI that we have created. He is in TradeVision, which is in our website, nextstepalgo.com. You do not need any data, settings, anything. He comes with everything he needs. The question I get, because it seems to be the fun of the industry, is how does he see my chart? Well, he doesn't. He cannot see your chart. What he can see is the data on the MNQ, and I will chart the MNQ. So therefore, he can see your chart. He just can't see what you put on your chart. So you can use them on a cell phone, iPad, mobile, doesn't matter. Anything you want. So he is way more than a signal caller. If you are one that wants to learn, he will teach you everything from knowing nothing all the way to institutional stuff. So, oh, he will. Yeah, you want me to introduce Uncensored? Uncensored Neo is going to be your little Navy sailor buddy at the bar. It's not explicit Neo, so he's not out here throwing them out left and right, but um I will read this. Yeah, right. Oh, you know what's funny about that is you think about the whole ban part on it, but man, I join lives all the time. People be dropping F bombs left and right, and it seems to be cool. But yeah, I walk on eggshells with this algo. So, but yeah, he is uncensored is really cool because he'll be your bold, blunt trading partner, but he will also call you out. And so when we were testing him on one time, I was talking about trying to show a behavior of FOMO and chasing, and I did that whole like, you know, should I go into this? And he said no, and I said, well, what if I want to? He said you shouldn't. And I said, well, what if I miss the trade? And he literally boldly, quickly came back and said, then you effing miss it. I was like, oh, okay. And you know, he was not wrong. It did go right. So, but I keep him on funny. You can do institutional if you don't like the banter. Uncensored, he'll throw a few F-bombs at you. Sarcastic, he might insult you a little bit. So, one time he told me if I can't take the hard truth, you know, I might spend time crying in the shower or something. What was it, Cody? I'm like, man, he's mean. But if you love sarcasm, sarcastic is what I put it on when I get trolls in here, and then I don't feel like answering their comments. I just send it over there to him, and he usually runs them off. So, one guy I did that too. He said, "How come you don't respond?" I said, "Why do I need to respond? My AI is kicking your ass right now. It's making you look stupid. Keep on. I don't even need to." But I like funny because it's good to just get a laugh every now and then, right? From while we're trading, because trading is serious. Look at this bouncing right off of our freaking level again. The 702, pretty deep rejection too. Interesting. But guys, watch it because that's a perfect 50% tap on there. So, but we want to I just want to look at the DOM real quick on something. Yeah. Anyways, so he has memory. He can remember your preferences. He can help your trading. He's helped people, you know, improve their strategies and all kinds of things like that. So, which is really awesome. If you are just getting him for signals, then you are underusing him. Somebody asked how much he is. So anybody in here can try him for free. It's a free 3-day trial that we do. You don't have to link a card or nothing. You just go to the website. And so with him, our basic, I'll touch on this and then I'll answer that. We have two plans, basic and pro. So pro is $250 a month, basic is $100 a month on that. We were not going to do a basic, but we decided to do a basic just because I think if you're going to spend $100 on an eval, right, $100 is pretty fair for a month for somebody that'll help you not blow that eval. And so we want to keep it very affordable. If you are in the industry and you, when you know, that is very affordable considering he will teach you all the way to advanced learning, right, and stuff like that. So as far as what he can track, anything that he can track is down here, futures, options. So if you want to look, stocks, crypto. If it's in, we can mostly add anything into him. And so if you have a symbol or something that you want to trade, you just let us know, and then we add it for you. So it's not that hard for us to do the way we set it up. So if you have special requests. So, but he, as far as mostly what he does, though, like I said, is futures, options, stocks, crypto. So, more exciting news, though, than that, and then we'll get back to looking, is autopilot. So Neo will be trading for people pretty soon, relatively. And the first phase of autopilot, he's already actively trading. Partially the reason I'm a little tired today, because it's been a long week or two working on him. And but he's doing really good as far as what I want him to do. And so we're not far off. So the people that are in the mentor and VIP group are the ones that will be able to see his dashboard, see what trades he takes, to see what he executes. So if you are in VIP, congrats, you'll be able to see that pretty soon, probably within I'm hoping a week or two. And then you can just follow his trades. So when he goes long, you go long. When he goes short, you go short. Or worst case, or best case, I guess, however you look at it. At least maybe you use him for a bias. But yeah, like I said, this is Neo. We have a lot of stuff that we do. We're working on support Neo, which should be out pretty soon. Paul's doing awesome with that. A lot of things, a lot of plans in the community, guys. But let's get back to seeing what we got here. Also, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask. Fridays are a little more laid back. That's why I'm not jumping into stuff. I'm not overly pushing for trades. If I'll give you some advice, guys. If you are one who cannot look at a chart and miss a big ass move that you thought might happen, and be okay with it, you are not ready to be consistent as a trader. And so just take it as it's just what anybody who's experienced knows that. You got to not have FOMO. You got to let it go, right? Now, I'm always watching it, and if I see a setup play, right, I also don't like to give away free money either. And so, but I don't want to overly push to, chase every candle and every move, or you will get caught. So, but let's get back to it, and I will watch questions, so I don't mind pausing. I'm not done, because I got to work on this one and maybe one more of the evals I figure I'll do, but I'll probably just throw in a few ladders, and so I don't have to watch it as close, and then I can watch comments. So if you guys have questions or comments, let me know. All right, we just wanted to update you. I was talking to the group. We ended up catching that short, which was great, but what I love about what you said is you had mentioned that breaking that 613, it could be a trap if it doesn't hold. And so when we came back above it, a lot of people took that long and rode that up to the 702, which we hit perfectly. So just like to give you a little kudos for your memory. I always have to tell him when he did it right, because he self-analyzes, guys, so he's got to know when it's a good call.
Appreciate the kudos. That's exactly how you want to play it. Letting the market reveal the trap and then riding the reclaim is how you bank profit instead of giving it back. You caught the move, which is the whole point. Since we've got Fed Chair Warsh and that NFP revision hitting in about 4 minutes, I'm parking the bus right here. We are in a restricted zone for the next little while, so protect that win and don't let the news turn your Green Day into a donations event.
I should ask him, so does that mean I can't ask you? Hold on. When you say parking the bus, so if my next question on the follow-up of that is, can you give me a long or short setup, you might frown upon that? He's AI, so I like to taunt him at times. You guys should too. Have fun with him.
Frown upon? More like handing you a front row seat to get run over by a news-driven algorithm. With Fed Chair Warsh and the NFP revision in 2 minutes, we are firmly in the pray for your stop zone. I wouldn't touch a fresh entry here if you paid me in Bitcoin. If you're itching for a move, the long setup waits for acceptance above 29,659.09, and the short needs a clean break below 29,649.26. Watch the fireworks from the sidelines first.
Oh, he said I wouldn't touch a trade here if you paid me in Bitcoin. Hold on. What if I have a lot of Bitcoin? Like, if I gave you a lot of Bitcoin, would you consider it? I'm just saying. Like, can you be bribed? Fridays, I like to taunt him a little bit because I like to show you guys you can do that, but that's funny.
Unless that Bitcoin comes with a way to make the market behave, keep it closed. My integrity is strictly indexed to price action, not crypto deposits. Plus, I don't even have pockets. Focus on the chart. That NFT revision is the only thing that's going to create a move in about 60 seconds.
I don't even have pockets. Hold on.
That's good.
You don't even really need pockets. I mean, it's not a real coin. You know, you can just put it on like an Arculus and throw it in your wallet. Do you have a wallet? All right, this is the last one I'll taunt him with. Guys, we have the news coming through. Again, all this stuff, what it's doing
My
so far
wallet
is more
is
up than
basically
down. So
just
please
server racks
be
and
careful
overly
shorting.
aggressive code, so I'm not exactly stacking crypto on an Arculus. I'm definitely not stacking anything today because with Fed share wash and NFP data hitting in under 60 seconds, this chart is about to turn into a blender. If someone tries to trade this news, I'm staying in the bleachers. No bribe required, just popcorn.
No pressure, just popcorn. All right, sounds good. We'll let him know. Okay, well, we won't ask for any long or short setups, but give me maybe an update on my levels that I should be watching. If we were to get volatility, where do you think the volatility would likely head based on the data if they wanted to try to wreck retail in a news event? Let's see if he can pivot to that one. We did that on FOMC once, and he nailed it perfect too. Does it work? Does it work? All I see is does it work? That
The
is
Rec
a
Retail
wide
playbook
question.
is staring you right in the face. MNQ is pinned like a bug in a display case between the 29,659.09 gamma resistance and the 29,649.26 gamma support. If the algorithms want to ruin the weekend, they'll spike above 29,659 to snatch the breakout long stops, or slam below 29,649 to grab the breakout short liquidity before reversing the whole thing. The news is hitting now, so I wouldn't guess the direction of the blender. Let the dust settle, wait for price to reject or hold outside that 10-point squeeze, and then there might actually be a trade that isn't a suicide mission.
Again, guys, everything in the structure, the high time frame, it all supports more northern push. You can see this 702 is a pretty strong resistance, but even in that news sweep, it's doing things that typically support it. So could we pull? Of course, it's news, but I would not be short for me. If I were to line this up to our peak, you can see a lot of 3-2 respect, 0.5. We swept the 618, reclaimed the 3-2. That usually is a recipe for more northern, but whether it drops or not, I still would not take that short on that. So, but again, 1001. Give it another minute if you're trading any AI trade. Does it work? Still a little wide question. So the what you're seeing here on the AI, he does not open trades for you right now. No. He is going to give you guidance and levels and teach you and tell you when to go in and what to look for and all that stuff. Now we're working on him trading for you, but we have not finished that yet, so we're working on that. But yes, he will be trading eventually for everybody, probably sooner than most think. So, but it is proving that that resistance is pretty strong. So let's look and see how we're behaving within. Another rejection, guys. I want to see, and then we'll check with Neo. Where are we hitting here? So we hit the 786. A reclaim of the 382 this time would definitely shoot north. If we lose the low of this, the 602, we'll see a lot deeper drop. So again, based on the high time frame structure, this teal line right here is a 618 from a really high time frame. So I would be really surprised if where it's bouncing, what it's doing on it, the fact that we kind of trapped this, I would be a little surprised if they decided to to deep sweep it. But they did have a gamma wall down here, and I know the 302 is 480, so it's not impossible, right? This 702 is a little beast of a resistance, as we see. Just looking. As you can see, we're tapping pretty close if I pulled it the right way, right? So that's our kind of 50s right here. That's 631. Definitely did a little sweep low, sweep high, sweep back low. What does this tell us? Any things that you are seeing that we don't see that might be identifying a potential trap? Kind of getting that V
You
south. I
nailed the
want to see how
sweep.
this helps.
Price dipped to 29,622.75. Grab the stop loss buffet and immediately reclaim the 29,632.05 pivot. The trap risk here is simple. If this is just a liquidity grab to suck in optimistic longs before the real sellers step in, and institutional flow is still shouting, sell, this reclaim will get stuffed at the first sign of resistance.
Let's
If
see
it's real,
618.
it needs to hold 29,632.05 and the VWAP near 29,637.50 like its life depends on it. If we slip back below those, consider that sweep a beautifully executed. Thanks for the donations by the pros.
Thanks for the donation. See how we're holding the 618, guys. It's also that lower 786, and then you got the 592 for support. So what you want to see here is us push high enough to clear 552, and then that should shoot it up. But let's see how it rejects. So right now we are trying to reject on the prior lows. So let's look and see. Pastor, well done. Good job, man. Yeah, heck yeah, Chris, man. Have a good one. Good job on all that stuff you're working on. That looks good. Let's see. So let's ask him. Now that we're kind of getting a little movement here, give me kind of a line in the sand level of bias, bullish or bearish. What would we be above and below to change that? Trying to hold that 618, but it's
The
struggling.
market is currently deciding if it wants to stay in the blender or just go for a permanent spin, and right now, the bears are winning the fight. The
It's
line in the
interesting.
stand is 29,644.58. As long as price is below the institutional resistance and VWAP, the bias is strictly to fade the bounces. Price needs a reclaim and a clean hold above 29,644.58 to flip bullish. Otherwise, looking for reasons to fade the strength is the play.
Yeah, and so 644 is his line in the sand, guys. Below that, he's more bearish. Above that, he's more bullish. I'm intrigued that we're going as far down as we are. So let's see how it tests this low. Because typically when we have this structure, that played out really well, as it should. Usually that'll pull to a 5, maybe below, right? 618, and then jump. So I was kind of expecting this sweep to pull, jump, and then maybe hold the 50 or maybe a retest and then go. And so it went a little deeper than I thought. So, but we are still slightly higher low. So if it can push up here and reclaim the 644, that would likely be what would give us that deep propulsion. It's kind of that, but as of right now, like he said, below here, we have to expect the ladder. I want to see, because it's kind of what remember in the mentor group we talked about where you kind of get the push, couldn't make it, pulls to the 50, tries again, one deep ass low, and then one more hoorah. I want to see if that plays out, but as of right now, the Bears, like he said, are winning the fight. But let's see where we go here, guys. Got it. If you were trading this, where would you look to enter a long and where would you look to enter a short, and what do you need to see? Let's see. Well, yeah, guys, if you already made your money, don't push it, guys. Don't push it. But I want to see if this gets any strength here. We also
The
have
market just
kind of a
got tossed
3-tier.
into a news-fed washing machine, so the bears are firmly holding the remote. For the short, I'd wait for rejection at 29,634.30 with a 1-minute bearish candle close to target the 29,554.58 gamma wall, invalidating the thesis if price holds above 29,644.18. If you're feeling masochistic and want a long, I need a clean reclaim and hold above
Masochistic.
29,644.18 before I consider it. Otherwise, you're just buying a ticket to a liquidation event.
Got it. What would the target be if we do get above 644, which is possible because of news? See the absorption?
With news hitting just 9 minutes ago, the market is currently throwing hands, so expect some whipsaw. For a long, I would need a 1-minute candle close and hold above the 29,644.18 resistance. If that clears, the 29,684.04 pivot is your first meaningful target. Failure back below 29,644.18 is the first warning, and losing the 29,566 active leg low is where the setup is structurally toast.
Okay. So 684 is what he's looking at now. Not a big spread, but I want to see how this plays, guys, because see how we did this? Remember the trap kind of V? It's looking like it wants to do that. So, but the 618 is big. It tried to hold support, and then it lost it. So if it flips resistance, that's going to be a pretty big opposite way. But this pullback right here makes a big difference. This is a huge candle, guys, because this is what I teach in the mentor side, a 1, 2, 3 tier drop. We reclaim this high, the 631, it goes up pretty far. But it has to reclaim that. So now we want to measure strength from here to here. You can see we've already broken the 50, so it's showing not as strong as I would love. If we do a fib retracement, though, it's a 618. If we tap above the 382, that usually gives you some expansion. So it needs that with the close, and then you would get the jump. But I would really love for it to get through this. That 618. The 610 is going to be a big doozy resistance, guys. So if it can't make it through that, it's going to pull again. Like it's trying. Let's see. And you said institutions were buying or selling. I can't recall.
The institutions are currently showing buy pressure, so they're technically buying. But don't get too cozy. The institutional conflict signal is still flashing, which means they're likely arguing amongst themselves while price sits below that pivot. Think of it as institutional indecision in a suit.
Institutional indecision in a suit, guys. That's funny. Yeah, see the rejection off that 618 likely is going to try to sweep again. So let's see if we get to that 521 area. Very interesting. Definitely pulled deeper than I was thinking we would, but not way off considering the failed push. So this one will be the 382 of the lower time frame.
I got a TP on that one.
Yeah, that worked out well. And you guys seen kind of the read. We had the failed low off the 618 with the doji with the closed. That one pulled. And so I'm watching to see what it does to try to see if it gets any kind of push from this, which is possible. Looking like it wants to keep bleeding, guys. Very interesting. So 521 is his prior gamma wall support. This orange line here is a 382 on a lower one here. So I'm trying to see, we kind of have a... The bears definitely took over. Are there any levels below us that you think the bulls might try to step in and defend? Yeah. Yeah, the rejection on the 618 was a really good play.
The bears are currently throwing a massive parade, and the bulls seem to be hiding under their desks until the dust settles. If you're looking for where they might actually show up to defend the house, I'd watch the 29,514.00 to 29,526.00 bullish order block. I wouldn't just blindly jump in. I need to see price reclaim and hold that zone before I trust the bounce. If that support decides to take a vacation, the next major institutional floor is waiting down at 29,424.58. Just keep in mind that after that news dump, the market is still shaking off the hangover. Don't try to catch a falling knife unless it has a handle.
Yeah, we'll see how it treats this 514. Again, you know, we're in a news thing, especially when he's speaking, right? I mean, it can really do anything, so be careful. But I'm not quite sure I'm trusting this this pull, so just be careful on your shorts, guys. So can we go lower? Of course, right? The morning TA we had us potentially all the way down here. 331, I think, is going to be our deep low, but based on some other things that we looked at, man, I would just be really surprised if we get to it. Now, it's possible because he's talking and there's news, right? But I would be surprised. But yeah, I think this 610 here is going to be the big one. Because remember I was telling you about the whole like deeper pull. Trying to identify where that is. Actually, I didn't even think about it. I got to get better at looking at it. Pretty close. If we lined up the 50 to the 618, it's pretty close. Barely went past with just wicks. Just looking at something.
Crazy how all those EMAs and LISMAs are all just jarbled up into one big clump.
Yeah. Did it respect it? I didn't even have that one on. Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Yeah, everything's way up north.
I didn't even put my trap block on. Huh. Oops.
Yeah, it's all above us, about 29.6. 620 or so.
Yeah. I didn't even have the trap block on. That makes sense why we're bouncing. That trap block, I'll tell you, man, that thing is so good, as many of you know.
The fibs look like they're holding.
Yeah. So right now we're corrective, right? The bounce. This low is going to be critical and this high. So now we are... It's a decent extension is what I don't like, but we're also news event, right? But if we reclaim this low and we can reclaim that high, that would give a deep reversal. What I want to see is the way we're angling this out of our trap and block, do we V? Because if we V right here, and then halfway, that would be inverse head and shoulder. And then that would be propulsion up, right? Which, like I said, could be wrong, but depends on the news. But I don't really trust the shorts right now on it. Yeah. So see how we're starting to V. That Alton, I don't know if you took that one, but I'll tell you, I keep saying it, but this trap and block we have is so good. You can see, look, I didn't have it on, so I do apologize, but it actually called this little push up here as a potential trap, and so we got the close there, and that was your short, and then we hit our purple trap and block area here, and that's giving us our bounce. And so We were so into the lines that I totally didn't even realize I didn't have that on. I'm gonna look at something really quick, guys.
Come down for an inverse head and shoulders here. Push all the way back up.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta check something. Remember I told you I was just doing kind of limit ladders, which is going pretty good, but I just went to check one of them, and I have multiple accounts going, and I had an extra limit order in there, so I'll be so pissed if I get caught in a accidental hedging. Okay, I think I'm good now. Based on the P&L, I can tell it's still going up, so that's good. I've been mostly long through it, just laddering on it. Let's see, 3. Yeah, this one's gonna have to go there. I'm just trying to time it up to where I would need to get it. To get my halfway. I think that should be good. Okay. That should be good. See the V that forms? The trap and block is so good. This trap and block's nasty. So if you go to our website, it's just called Trap and Block Engine. It is insane. It's literally the best indicator we've ever created, which is a bold statement because we've created a lot. It's this one right here. So it's $20, guys, for a month for it. None of our indicators are expensive, so. But think about the 20 bucks in an entire month that you spent. This thing has called a drop that went 130 points and a pump that is now up over 100 points. So that, I'm sure you would have made your 20 bucks by now. I'm trying to see. Okay. I'm trying to adjust my TPs to where I need to get so I don't have to go and get more profit later. So that's why I'm a little minorly distracted, because this thing is pushing up. Yeah, I don't even need to do this much. Shoot. Yeah, this one will probably be fine. Somewhere in there. Yeah, whatever. If it ends up over, then I'll just lose it. But I try to get the math pretty close, so that way I don't have to deal with it after. But I have 3 accounts that are almost at my 1500 for the half. Why is pro more than beginner? So remember, it's not a beginner or non-beginner. Quickly before I talk about that mentor group, you guys know we've got the V. So hopefully y'all are riding all this thing. I just hit 1 TP. Let me get this stuff done, and then I'll answer your question on that. 1 sec. Okay, so I got 1 done. The other one, my math was correct, so that's good. That one's done. And then I got 1 left that needs like $60, so I don't need that much. 40, 50, 60. Yeah, it's gonna be somewhere around here. That's fine. I'm around there. And we should be good. I don't have any other limit orders, so I only need to get to about 55 and that will block it. But with these trap and blocks, be careful because the V and everything that I've been talking about supports this crazy push. But sometimes that can reject, right? Which would pull it like that. And so, just for a retest. But that hit my last TP on that one, so that's cool. So I'm out of them. Okay, so to answer your question, on the why what is more than another. So keep in mind, I always like to say for my disclaimer, it's not really a beginner or an advanced. Don't think of it like that. We don't adjust his logic at all for either one. He can teach you everything you need to know between both. So you may ask yourself, well, what is the difference? We have, in business, you have two choices. I can either dilute how well he does to cause it to be cheaper, um, or I can dilute the options that you get. And so I never want to create something that will be less than what I know it can be. I just don't like that. And so I don't care which one you're on, it will go through this same exact logic. You're going to get the same exact answers. So then you might say, why do I want Pro? When you go to the compare plans, if you look at it, the basic only allows you to trade futures. You cannot choose options, stocks, crypto, enhanced languages, things like that. So if you are one that likes to track stocks or options or check on your crypto portfolio, right, then that's when you would want Pro. But we did that purposely with the futures because a lot of people trade futures with prop firms in the community, and so that's why we give that for basic. And I wanted to have a cheaper option that people can have to just get their payouts, you know. In addition to that, guys, we have Neo AI sessions that you can use.
Hello, I'm Neo.
That
Don't capture the move.
is free, so anybody can do this. Let's look at another trap plot. Anybody can use AI sessions, so it's free. It's a stream, no settings. You just go in and he gives you an update on it. And so that does that make sense? That's the kind of the differences for that. But yeah, guys, it's 10:24. It's Friday. Mostly y'all should be either done or pretty dang close to it. And I am working on a few lucid evals because I can no longer make any more my funded accounts for those who missed that. And so that's why I'm over being a little more aggressive and trading some of these things. So I was informed after my $5,600 payout request yesterday that I was only getting about 2,000 of it because apparently I have made too much money and cleared their $100,000 threshold of payouts, and so they're cutting me off of the sim world. And so, which is kind of a dang, but it's exciting, right? You know, it was a congratulations thing. And so they are moving me to a live forcefully on it. So I will be on a live with the My Fund of Futures. And if I break that, then I'm pretty much done with My Fund of Futures. They're banning me from making sim accounts. And so for the fun haters who love to talk because I don't share my P&Ls a lot, there's the email. You've reached your $100,000 cap from us, and we're not giving you any more money. So I said, shucks. I was hoping to fly under the radar. And so I'll take it as a good thing on it, I guess. So I am going to be pivoting over to Lucid until they tell me I can't do it. And so the beauty of prop firms, guys, is there's plenty of them out there. So, but I'll trade the My Funded a little more casual on the live account, let that thing grow, and then I'll start robbing Lucid, I guess. They kept him out to the students. I know, man, dude, and that's why I was bummed. You know, you guys know I don't care if it's you, me, you've been trading forever, you're new. You know, when you work for money in trading, it is not easy. Y'all know that. And man, look at that bounce into the trap and trap and trap and trap. And so when I worked my butt off yesterday, because I was really excited to get a specific goal, and man, I stayed a little longer and traded a lot longer than I wanted to, you know, because I wanted to get to that payout goal for kind of a certain reason of something that we wanted to do or get. And so I work, you know, another couple hours to get it, and then when you request 5,600 and they tell you, great job, but we're only giving you 2K, you kind of feel like well, shit, I could have ended a lot earlier. That'd have been a lot cheaper. And so that part kind of sucks. But it's okay. But I agree with you, Farouk. So, if I don't, I'm not sure on your thing, Steve. So keep in mind on the trapping blocks one, if you're looking at my chart and you're like, dang, mine should be like yours, make sure everything is like yours. Meaning you got to be an MNQ1 exclamation, 15 seconds, Haikanashi, extended hours, BADJ, all that. If you are on anything else, it could change a little, right? I feel like you're on NQ or something. But once it breaches it, it may flash, but it doesn't invalidate the confirmation unless it closes outside of it. So if it breaches it and comes back, it may flash and then be back, right? So right now we're just in a consolidation zone, right? It's trying to battle between this one and this one. And I love this indicator because at least it tells you it's a chop zone and we are chopping. And so, you know, good job on the indicator for that. Yeah. So we'll see where we go from it. Again, looking at the structure itself, we got a nice little V here at open. We played the northern, the 700 that he had as a resistance, played out pretty well. Some played the southern, I did not. We ended up going a little deeper than I thought, but then I realized we had a trap and block here, so then it makes more sense. And then now we created another kind of V structure. This time we're holding as support here versus where we came a little bit lower before. You also have kind of a little bit of a bull flag playing out. So if we do get the break there, it's likely going to spring. So, but this 7, I think it was what, 70 something, and that thing is just a strong resistance, guys. Yeah, it's been a really strong resistance. Looking at some of these levels I think I'm good. Because I got 3 done, so I had 1 more. I figure I'll start. I'm just going to start banking up some there, and then I could pivot, get me ready for Sunday trading. But guys, what questions do you have? It's 10:30. Usually I stop by 11. Fridays, sometimes I'll go over later. I don't mind. I do have a lot of work to do with Neo. He actually hasn't taken a trade today. Interesting. Not since open, which I'm kind of okay with because it's open, right? But I gotta look and see why he's being conservative about it. So if you guys have questions, let me know. I'll look briefly and I'll tell you guys what he's saying. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. It looks like he took one earlier, but it didn't meet my qualification. I don't know what this one is. Yeah, I'll have to look at that later. Again, we're in the building fund process stage of tweaking, so but guys, most of you guys should be done. Again, Friday's not the day to overtrade, y'all. The bull flag's kind of playing out. You can see we got the break, the push, the doji. Any close above there would confirm. So what's the trap?
Yeah,
You done?
I'm done. I think so. I'd like to do a little more, but I feel like I don't know.
Just say the magic word. 1 more trade.
I know that's what I'm afraid to say. So.
Look,
I got $860, so I think that's pretty good.
Oh, I mean that's fine. I mean, I guess maybe Monday you'll try. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Don't you love when,
exactly.
man? I mentored you since day one, and I love the fact that we could just be like, I wanted to make a little more. I mean, I guess I'll take a light day. I only made 800 today.
Yeah, I was trying to get to that 2100 buffer on this funded, and I'm at 1957, and I'm like, I don't need to push it.
No, Cody, 1 more week, you'll have that.
Yeah.
Interesting that you bring that up. Nobody's brought that up to me. The trading videos is free on that because it's part of Open Session, which is free. It's literally a link to our YouTube, which is free. So I will ask Alex. He might not have set it up that way.
He's the training.
That's what I'm confused. But we don't have any training videos, so I'm assuming that you meant trading. If you meant training, right, that would be the courses, which would be singular prices. But
you're right.
if you go to our YouTube, that's just really, you can see this is where we're live right now. When you come in here, you can just go to live and you can see it's the same thing, right? So it's just the YouTube's at next step algo.
Because you have to sign up on the website first, not pay anything, but
So some of our stuff requires you to have at least some subscription to activate certain things. And I have a suspicion that he fixed this for me and then just didn't change that, which is fine because I probably, in all fairness, didn't tell him to fix that. So, sorry, I got a little distracted looking at something here. That should be fine. I'm about to hit the 1500 on this other one already. That's why I need to look at the math. Let's see, 411. Okay. If it just taps that 700 again, then I'll get it. I'll take it.
yeah, I would have had it, but
You had good discipline and knew better.
Yeah, I took a break even real quick when it started going up, and it hit it, but I decided not to get back in.
Yeah, I'll look into that. Stand by on that. But for the meantime, just go to the YouTube if you want. It's just at next step algo. But I'll have that fixed today. I'll check with Alex. That's not a hard fix. But yeah, no, good job on that on yours, Cody. I wasn't even looking, but yeah, so it played out fine. So you guys can see, I mean, I talked about it in the mentor group the other day. Confluence is everything in trading. We have a pretty clean V with a hold above. We have a larger V, right, that got a pull, but it held the 50 into a bull flag with a trap and block with a 618 hold. Like, everything in here is literally screaming at you that this was going up. And so that's why I decided to get one more of the Lucids, and I'm at like 1200 on it right now.
What are the chances they fake this out if they actually ever get above 700?
Oh, well, I think, like I said, I think that they're going to get to the 822 up here, like he called earlier, like 800 area. It just depends. So from a structure standpoint, which most of you know in the mentor group who've been around a bit, it's doing what I said it would do, right? Which is when it pushes, it's got to create a high. Can't do it, creates a low. Pushes one little attempt at a push. If it loses that, then it creates a deep low. Remember? Then there's always one more hoorah. Remember, I always joke that this is like our hoorah push. And so that's what I was saying down here. I don't trust this short because I think it's going to be a hoorah push. And so far, it's good. I'm going to tell y'all right now, that hoorah push usually will break it. If it doesn't break it, if we sweep it, if we push it, absorb, close below, it is going to be nasty, like nasty, nasty drop. And so this is kind of its last leg, right? Now, it doesn't mean it's going to break it right away. Nothing in trading goes in a straight line. But I want to see it hold respectful things of structure, like a simple 50. It should not get below here. It just shouldn't. So, but yeah, this is the hoorah push, and it even from a V50 hold, like there's so much in there. If you are looking at this going, I'm gonna short this top, you are ballsier than me. Well, and if it goes down, hey, more power to you. But Neo will remind you that not every win is a good trade. But good job.
Short on 17
Hey
account.
Nix, I'm locked, loaded, and ready to babysit your trades. The market is acting like it had 5 shots of espresso this morning, so let's try not to get run over. What's the play?
He's ready to babysit you.
I know. What's up with that? Why you gotta babysit me, dude? Trying to look at that. Should be good. All right, guys. Again, I'll hang out for a bit. We don't do an afternoon session, so if anybody in TikTok world's got questions, please ask. I'm really close to hitting this one, but I think it just licked my TP and it's breathing on it. It just doesn't want to give it the extra little juice it needs to do it, I guess, apparently. It should hit it right now. Let's see. Yep, there it goes. Oh, get out of here. I missed it by $3. That's so stupid. Don't you love
I
when...
hate when I do that.
Oh, I know, because then you just jump into something really quick and make a stupid decision like I'm going to do right now. But I'll just do a 1 MQ, and it'll get it. It's $3. If not, I'll fight it later. Oh, but you can see it playing out as it is. So, guys, if you are on TikTok, kind of my statement I've been saying a bit is, if you are trading, experienced or otherwise, if you want to learn to trade, if you are experienced, I suggest check us out. Right, I trade a little different than most. I'm not out here calling names to be more complicated purposely to confuse you or make you think that you have to learn all kinds of ridiculous names of things. If you notice, everybody who shows up every day, you know, Alton, Ted, all you guys, yeah, GCH, yeah, Daniel, uh, I do the same thing every day. So what I look at is repeatable. How I read the charts is repeatable. Interpret Neo's repeatable. I'm gonna tell you guys a shocking truth is that trading is hard, but it's not as hard as a lot of people tend to try to make it. That's just a fact. And so I try to keep things a little more simplified and focus more on the candles and the structure and everything else that is going on. So I always want to remind everybody there's more ways to trade than one. And if you're intrigued, check it out. If you want to watch the videos, see how Neo did, check it out. If you want to give him a try, check it out. Again, you can talk to Neo as much as you want. So some people like to just talk to him to just have a friend to talk to. Trap and block, getting it. Look at this. Again. Remember, that's 15 seconds, so I want to see... I would expect that if it's going to jump, it will not break here. Like 59, maybe 44 at the most, but... Yeah, but with that trap and block playing out, the thing is so good. My dog's already asking me to pet. Like, I know, dude, it's Friday. It's your time. But yeah, guys. Show your P&L, Daniel. Well, that's why I was joking. I said, the cool part is I'll just save this email. Like the people who love to jump on and say that. If you're so good, show your P&L. You show me your email. Actually, I wanted the other guy that was on yesterday that was like, I'm a better trader than you. I can make a better AI. Like, you probably can. Good job. Go team. But now I want to go back and be like, show me your email. Oh, but anyways, guys, it's been a really good week. I'm gonna be honest, it's been a very exhausting week for me. I'm very tired. Because of the amount of work we're putting into Neo. Because TradeVision is done. I don't really mess with TradeVision anymore. But we are working on Autopilot, which is Neo trading for you. He's in phases. So, you know, we're open and pretty honest and transparent about the progression that he's doing. But remember, you know, when we build stuff, especially something as important as him trading for you, it has to be done in layers, right? And so the first layer was, can he even process trades? We know he can do that because TradeVision is amazing. Second one is that can he execute it to the actual Trade-of-8 platforms, which we got him to do. The next phase from there was when he's executing trades, is he thinking? Is he, you know, why did you go long? Why did you go short? What are you seeing, right? So we have it tied in where he has to give us updates every, I think it's like 30 seconds or 40 seconds or something. And so I can literally see what he's thinking. When we create him to trade for people, I love the idea somebody gave. I just have to talk to Alex about it. We have it where he will tell you why he went long. We will tell you why he went short. But we wanted to also kind of go a little above and beyond that. And somebody had said when you're in a trade, long or short. Ooh, that hit! I finally hit it. There you go. Got my fourth one done. When he's in a trade or not in a trade, right? Some people just want to see his thoughts, you know. I think you getting a dashboard of updates every 30 seconds might be a little fast, but maybe I can convince Ash or Alex to do something similar, maybe every few minutes or 5 minutes or something, just to give you thoughts, because otherwise your whole dashboard is going to be no trade, no trade, no trade, no trade, no trade, right? Or hold, 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 hold. And so, but I like the idea because even in the automated trading, guys, the point of doing Neo is to teach you, right? The point of why this project is so important of him actually trading for people is we want him to be able to give people a way to earn money automated, right? While you're learning, if you want to learn. And so we're really close. This project has been something we've been working on for some time now, and we're really close. All the pieces are lining up. From when we first came up with the idea, and see the break, guys. I'm telling you, hoorah, guys! I'm gonna pivot for just a second. Cody, what do you think? Are you in the mentor group? Do you think we should create an indicator called hoorah? This is the hoorah breakout. I kind of like that. There we go. I can line it up. This is a hoorah breakout. Anyways, there's this last hoorah, guys. If you're trailing it, congrats. I already hit my TP, so I'm out. You're still in it, Chuck? Get your Friday money. Yeah, there's a statement in trading we always say, like, even when I say I'm done, when you get more experience, I don't like giving up free money.
I was so close to just entering, but I didn't.
That's
I'm just
fine.
watching.
You just like to give up free
But
money.
it is going up, and I was gonna go up, so at least I was right.
That's all you need, man. Is just as long as you were able to read it. So, as far as my reads today, guys, for those who joined later, my reads were pretty on point. The only read that I would say that I didn't capture correctly was the distance of the drop here. I did tell everybody that even as we were pulling in this news event, I would not touch a short, and I didn't. Remember, I can be right calling something and not take it, and then take the other one that is more aligned with my bias. And so the read Neo gave was that we would drop here. He did say we would sweep first, then drop there, in all fairness. So argue if that's right or wrong, because we just went. He hit his level. We reclaimed it. I said I don't like it. Think it's a trap. We're going back up. We went back up. From here, I had talked about I don't know that I like that it's going to break here. There was a possibility that this might chop and break north, but wasn't super confident with it. Once we got the kind of pull to the halfway, I expected a push. We got the push. Couldn't get the extension. The news kicked in. We swept. I thought that this would be enough to hold. This is where I will say I was not quite accurate on that, because my thought with the sweep wick close above that we would extend, especially just the way it reclaimed the low, try to reclaim the high. But the fact that it failed, it has to hold that 50, and it didn't, right? And that's what caused the drop. And so you have to be willing to pivot. If you only look at one thing and you only have one bias, you will find that your trading career is very difficult. And it's hard to see, but this push with the pull broke our 50, and then it rejected on the 50 perfectly right there, and then we got the close below with another rejection on the lows. So that creates expansion. When I was doing it, it was like this. If I would have had this on there, I probably would have expected a pull there, because once it holds that 618, it usually comes down to those traps. Down here, I was telling everybody I'm not buying this drop. I think we're going up. And we did. And so then my read was that when we get these with the hold above, it goes up further. That kicked it into a larger one of the V's, and still held the 50%, which once it breaks that neckline, it goes up further. And so all signs supported for going to the 800, which is where I thought we would go. Am I in this trade? Nope, because I have what I need on 4 evals from Lucid on that I was going to do. Yeah, and that's where we are, guys. So, most of you guys should be done. If you joined a little later and you missed it, welcome to the channel. You just missed it. Most everybody's already done and made their profit for the day. So, we usually go live, or I go live 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. So, during the week on Asia, I've been only mostly going live on Wednesdays, but sometimes Thursday, but not probably until I get Neo done, because I got a lot to do with that guy. Other than that, guys, I'm mostly done. Oh, appreciate it. Appreciate it. That's the thing, guys. And here's, for those who are new to the channel, I'm gonna tell you this. You're gonna find with me, one, rarely you're gonna come in and I'm gonna tell you this is going up, this is going down, and that's it. Because you guys all are probably familiar with, I just had something stick out to you like this, sorry. Remember, guys, on the predictive, like, dang, this could, yeah, it would be like something like that. That could really go. But I watch so many lives, right, where people will say, we're going up, we're going down, and maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. And then when people ask, well, how did you determine that? Oh, take my course. Go buy my course. Right? That's the norm of the industry. I don't really go deep into the buy my course because of a few reasons. But in open sessions, I'm going to tell you. If I tell you why it's going up, I'm going to tell you why it's going up. Like, I want you guys to win. That's it. I'm not, and some I know just joined the live and that's fine. And some have joined the mentor program where we go a lot deeper into that. I don't really do any kind of course type teaching other than for my people I mentor, because we have courses, right? It was intended that way. So that way, if you want to come and do the courses, and our courses are like $30 one-time fee. They're not monthly crazy, and they're not very short. So when you go into any of our courses, I recommend, if you're new, start with that one. This one's free. Anybody can do this one. It's absolutely free. Lesson 1 is where you'd want to start. Again, $30 one-time fees. You open the book, and guess what?
Lesson 1, Introduction to NQ.
It's an audio. They'll read to you. That's a voice we used in the past. Later ones we use Neo. It is not a video. You just turn the pages, and the beauty is you can ask Neo any questions you want. You can come down and ask him. So if you don't understand something in the lesson, you can ask him. We have multiple chapters, ebooks, workbooks, homework, all kinds of stuff to it. Like it's gonna help you a lot. And so that's why I don't do the whole buy my course, right? The other thing is I'm not one that's gonna sit out here and tell you, let's look at this. We got a little AMD. Ooh, could be a little ICC. We might be meeting a little ICT. Let me check a higher thing. This is CRT. I'm not degrading how those work because they are good, but I'm going to shock you with a little truth. All of those strategies are all developed because of candle structure. Period. There's really nothing to add to that. It's due to, if this does this, it does this. If it does that, then it does this, right? That's all candle structure. That's all it is. And so many of you, and probably a good chunk of you, and I know I did once upon a time, you'll spend more time trying to figure out what to call it and then miss the move. Whereas I don't give two shits what you call it. I just want to know when this does this and this does this, this does this. That's all I care about, right? And so I keep it simplified. I'm not going to be in here. So if you come into the live and you're asking like, hey, is this a, do you see it as a Model 3 or 2 or 1 or 28 or, elephant candles or like you want to throw fancy names, I'm just going to go, yeah, sure. Because I don't look at it that way. There's 3 things that you need to learn in trading. I know it's going to shock you. You need to learn liquidity. Where are we going? You need to learn structure. What is it telling you as far as how you're going to get there? And you need to learn order flow, which is the volume coming in or out, right? Does the volume support the direction? So I will share one thing for the Friday fun since I'm on the thought. Neo is amazing. He actually taught me something, which was kind of cool way to illustrate that. Think of liquidity like this. I'm done trading, so I'm just gonna delete all my lines. We'll keep it simple for you. All right, so liquidity is your destination like this. So there is always liquidity above and below, always. I don't care what anybody says, there's always liquidity above and below. Where it is may matter, and how the depth is may matter. But all you are doing in trading, and this is the oversimplified version, is you're determining which liquidity we are going to. That's literally all you're trying to figure out. When you identify where the liquidity is, usually that's where Neo comes in, because he can see the orders, so he can tell you where the liquidity is. So liquidity is just orders that are placed, right? Limit orders, stop orders, take profit orders, all the placement of positioning, right? So the market will chase it. It just does. Then you have structure. Is it going down? Is it going up? Is it going down? Is it going up, right? So Neo was telling me one day, I'm like, man, how do I break this down to simplify it for students so you can understand it? And we weren't talking about it. And he said, I would say something like this. Liquidity is destination. Structure is your GPS. If you were to track a family member and you were trying to see if they were going to the grocery store or are they coming back home, and you're watching them drive, which way does it look like they're going? Well, right now, I'm going to say they're probably going to the grocery store. They're driving a little drunk, but, and that's really all trading is, guys. Are we going north or south? And what does this tell you? And sometimes, like, thinking of it that way, I teach a lot in analogies at times because people think differently, right? We see things differently, but when you think of it, it's really funny. Some of us overbearing parents, we can look at a Find Me GPS and know exactly where people are going, based on how they're driving, direction, all that, because we see it that way. But when we think of it in trading, we don't think of it that simplified, right? And we overcomplicate it with we have to learn a million things. Well, that will shock you with something. It's an intentful design of the industry because they want to charge you more, because the circle of life turns into learn this course and you will be amazing. And then when you're not, learn this course and it will help the other course. And then when it doesn't, learn this course and it'll make it all make sense. And then it doesn't. Oh, market structure has shifted, so I have this new course, $1,000 at a time. And that's the norm in the industry, guys. So if you are one that is out there paying for all that crazy stuff, you are going to find out the hard way that you're about to spend 20 to 30 grand and it will not change your trading at all. So I hate to break that hard truth to you, but it's a fact. We purposely made Neo be able to teach you all the way to institutional, be able to work with strategies, all this stuff at as low as $100. Well, actually, the institutional you'd have to. Well, that's personality. You don't need to be on institutional personality to do it. So, in all fairness, yeah, for $100 a month, you could have him teach you institutional trading. But yet, it never ceases to amaze me that people still want to pay $1,000 a month for stuff that has not made them better in the last year or two. But they're convinced if they pay $1,000 a month for the next 2 more years, they're gonna be really good. And so, it's the norm of the industry, guys. So if you're one that's out there, that's where my mind goes with that, and I've talked to people in the mentor group about it, is that trading is a very fun thing to learn, and we are gluttons for punishment, and sometimes people just have to learn the hard way. So, I don't mean to laugh, but it's the truth, right? People just got to learn the hard way. So, my way is not the only way to trade. There's a million ways to trade. I will never globalize it, but I will tell you.
Is there another way to learn? Because that's the only way I know.
Right? Just because it's the only thing I've taught you. No, yeah. But the beauty of what I teach, guys, is if you can understand how to read structure, and you can understand how to read order flow, and you can understand how to read liquidity, which is all what Neo's going to help you with, you don't really need to know anything else, for lack of better words. And so this could be applied to anything. You could give me any chart and I'll likely tell you where it's going to go. It doesn't matter because all the charts are the same. And so, yeah, I mean, you really just don't need it. Like the indicators are amazing. I'm not an anti-indicator person because they help build confluence. If I'm over here going, if I'm over here telling myself, hey, I don't trust this drop, I think we're going up, I don't trust it, and then I get my trap and block pops up and goes, this is a trap, this is going up. It's like, I'm in. Hey, let me check with Neo. Hey, my trap says this is going up, and I think so too. I don't really trust this drop. Yeah, looks like a trap. Okay, shit, I'm long. Right? This is confluence from within. So, good job, good deal, guys. But anyways, that's my Friday fun rant. I was kind of running through till 11, rambling a little bit. Started with my speech with I am tired. In fairness, but any questions, guys? I'm gonna stop the YouTube. I will stick around for as